only found out maybe like 5 years ago that I went through the whole farming process.
No.
All right. So in the probably in the 70s, or probably even earlier than that. But anyway, there was this thing within Britain called farming, where a lot of like immigrant parents would, their children would basically, it's like foster care, would go to different families, and basically those families would raise those children.
Was it like specific families? Like, was it white families? Could it be black families,
white families
as well?
White families, yeah. And so me and my sister, we actually went through that whole process.
But why?
Because my mum, when she came over here, once my dad left, she was obviously single parent, raising 2 children, trying to, make a living and pay for both of us, which was hard, especially back then.
Yeah.
And so my sister, we got split. My sister went off to Plymouth. She spent a term in school in Plymouth. And then I went to some random white family. Yeah. Right? And apparently I gave them so much help that they sent me back. Because
It's like that book, Dear Zoo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I sent him back.
That's the weirdest analogy ever. But yeah, I gave them hell because I was just like, where is my mum? Why are all these white people looking at me?
I wouldn't even have been able to cope.
But this is the thing. I only found this out because imagine I'm at my mum's house. I'm going through all like our old pictures and looking at myself as a kid. And then I just see all these pictures with me with this random family.
Oh, so you didn't remember it before seeing
No way.
That? Wow.
I don't even remember being in that house.
Wow.
I do not remember.
How old were you?
I would have been like 4.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
My dad.
I only remember from age 6 up.
My dad got kicked out when I was 4.
Yeah.
And so I went through that. I went through that process, and so like childcare, that's a massive thing.
Yeah.
My sister, when my sister went through it, like I said, she was in Plymouth. She went to a school in Plymouth, spent a time at school. But the parents loved her so much, they actually tried to adopt her.
Wow.
And my mum had to fight to get her.
Oh my goodness. Imagine if they could actually keep her.
No, never.
Wow. So you don't remember actually being because you and your sister now are like 2 peas in a pod. So you don't actually remember having that time apart from her either. Wow.
Don't remember a thing. And good, because that's probably
'cause
trauma.
you're so
I bet if I went
close now.
therapy, like it'd come back. But
some deep hidden trauma.
But childcare has always been a thing in growing up for me.
Yeah.
Because I do remember spending a lot of time with like couple aunties, especially one auntie Vicky. I was basically like her child.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Is that the one that you had a room at her house?
I had a room at her
wow.
house. I had my own room. I remember she would buy me like bare stuff, like pajamas, book bags, like anything I wanted. Like I remember Turtles was a massive thing for me when I was young. And, she bought me like basically Turtles memorabilia. Just everything, like lunchbox, school, the school bag, the bed sheets, everything was just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I'd spend a lot of time with her, but it was because my mom was a single parent and she would need the help. And so I would get left with aunties, and obviously they tried with the farming thing, that didn't work. But I'd get left with aunties a lot, and one of my aunties that was always available was Auntie Vicky. But I do remember one time where I'm in my Auntie Vicky's house. Imagine, I've got my own room there, and she lived in Bayswater, which back then.
How did you get there?
Back then, Bayswater was bad, but
really?
not like ghetto place. Was a plush area,
nice.
Very nice back then. I remember she had this apartment. And so I've woken up now and I'm like, I've woken up. Can I have a drink? Can I have a drink of water or something? And there's my auntie and a couple uncles and a next auntie, and they're having a great time.
What?
These lot are getting lit. These lot are getting lit. And then I just strolled into the kitchen. And it was one of those kitchen where it was like, it's the kitchen and the living room.
It was open plan.
Sick apartment.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what's going on here? Like, there's pizza there. And I'm just like, can I have a pizza? And it's like, yeah, take what you want. My auntie Vicky, she loved me.
Aww.
She loved me. Like, she would proper get upset if my auntie Esther
was looking after you and not her.
She would go mental. Like, what? My sister's got her. And she'd go to Auntie Esther's house and be like, give me my child.
Yeah.
And my mum had to fight.
So sweet.
My mum had to fight to get me back from them two.
Oh.
That's how it was. Because believe it or not, people, back in the day, I was a gorgeous baby.
Cute.
I was such a. You see my baby picture.
Yeah,
I was a gorgeous baby. So, yeah, they loved me off, boy. They loved me off. So yeah, childcare's always been a thing.
Yeah, I think until you have children, you don't realize like how important it is. And the reason I say that is I wish before we had children, somebody told me the importance of planning that before you have them, right?
Family is the right word.
Yeah, family, community, your village.
But the reason why I say family sticking together, because for times like that, when your child has a child,
it's necessary.
That's when it's necessary. And if you 100%. Just spend your life just being anyone, just being an absolute idiot, wasting your life away. When your child has a child, they can't rely on anybody. No. They have to rely on outside sources. It's
true. I think as for me growing up, we had both my mum and my dad there because working in Jamaica was slightly different. Sometimes my mum would be working and then my dad wouldn't, and then my dad would be working but my mum wouldn't be working. Right. So there was that thing of there was always a parent present, if that makes sense. Nice. And then my mum came to England. Right. And there was a time where we were just with my dad. Wow. And obviously he had to work. So then that meant that me and my brother were we were fending for us. He was responsible for me, right?
Dad's taking care of children.
I know. My dad was brushing my hair. He was bathing me. He was like prepping our uniform. Like basically everything he did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he did everything.
Better than I expected. Cause mate, I'm the worst lookout for my children. I let them do what they're doing until I hear. That's what I get for. What happened? So that's good, man.
He was really good. Like he'll be like, you're brown, so I have to scrub your knee. Like when I tell you the way my dad would wash our elbows and our knees, because in Jamaica you're crawling around, you're in dirt, like you're really getting involved. So he would scrub
the black off.
Off of your knees, yeah.
Oh yeah,
because he was so particular. And then again, combing my hair, like learning that he had to do my hair and things like that.
Smart.
And then my brother was responsible for getting me to and from school. Yeah. And then going home, and at home, your dinner and stuff would already be prepped. So he would have prepped that before he's obviously had to leave and stuff. So it's cold, you got to warm it up. So we learned a lot about like just navigating and making sure that we were okay.
Right.
And then we weren't allowed out, right? Yeah. But I used to sneak out. Definitely used to sneak out.